Welcome to yet another interesting edition of The Verdict. Your host, I'm Patrick Soko, and today on the program, we are discussing another topic of discussion, 2021 elections campaign. My guest on the program to help me discuss details surrounding the topic of discussion is coming from the Advocates for National Development and Democracy, and he's the executive director there, and his name is BANDA. Mr. Banda, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Soko Patrick, for hosting me.
The pleasure is ours. Well, our dear viewers, you'll be able to participate on the program by dialing the number that is scrolling on your screens to add your voice on the topic of discussion. Now, as you may be already aware, a number of issues have taken place in as far as the campaign process is concerned, but we'll try to discuss them little by little as we proceed with our topic of discussion. Now, Mr. Banda, I just want to, first of all, get to know you for the sake of our viewers. Who is Mr. Samuel Banda?
Thank you very much for that very important question, Soko. Mr. Samuel Banda is Executive Director of Advocates for National Development and Democracy, a non-governmental organization whose objective is to ensure that we promote national development across the country and in all the economic sectors. Our focus also is in promoting good democratic values. And some of the good democratic values are peace, unity, and love. Because we believe, as an advocate of development, as a country, we cannot bring development. A country cannot prosper without unity, peace, and love. And this brings us to inform the public the main reason why we have been encouraging all the political stakeholders to emulate our founding father, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. It is on record that Dr. Kenneth Kaunda preached peace, unity, and love, because he knew that as a country, as Zambia, we cannot develop when there's no peace in the country, when there's no unity, when there's no love. We can have all the good governance policies, national economic strategic plans, but without these values, unity, peace, and love, we cannot develop. Hence, our focus has been, let us have love, peace, and unity in the country as we are advocating for development across the country. And the other, among the key values, equity, unity. These are very cardinal in our democratic dispensation. Thank you, sir.
We would like to understand, Mr. Banda, just your brief background in terms of education and the aspect of your professionalism. As how did you cross over to find yourself in activism?
Okay, thank you very much, Soko. Mr. Banda is a professional marketer. I hold a degree in marketing, and I'm also a banker. Before I joined before I got myself into fully participation of governance, promoting of governance programs, I was working for Zanaco. I've also worked for Airtel company, where I was one of the marketing managers. I'm equally a successful businessman. I'm into financial service business. I'm also into construction business. I'm also into real estate. I'm also a good father, a
Interesting.
family man,
Interesting.
because that's where life begins from. A man who takes care of his family, a man who loves his family, he prospers. So I'm a good father, a good family man. Thank you.
Interesting. Now, how do you manage to blend yourself, activism, and then as a businessman, and these other attributes that you have just mentioned?
It takes discipline. It takes discipline. It takes good financial management. It takes good leadership attributes. As a successful businessman, they say that time is money, and we find money in time. Hence, I value time. I value good management of time. And I also believe in delegating. A good leader delegates. I'm the CEO of SMB Marketing Agents. It's one of our companies which provides marketing services to different corporate entities. And we have employed young people like you, very disciplined and hardworking. Above all, it takes good time management. For me to manage all these group of companies and also activism in promoting good governance, it takes good time management. And also, it's about the passion. Mr. Samuel BANDA has a passion to see development in this country. Mr. Samuel BANDA has a passion to see young people fully participating in the governance processes of our country. Mr. Samuel BANDA has got passion to see that the young people are engaged in the formulation of good governance policies. It is that passion, it is that love that I have for my fellow youth to ensure that they participate in developing this country that drives me. It is that passion, Soko. It is that love that I have for my country, Mother Zambia, that drives me, that pushes me in promoting good governance programs. And I wish to state that as an advocate for national development and democracy, we are happy so far with the developmental agenda implemented by the PF government. And we are also happy with this empowerment program that the PF government has been rolling out across the country. And I wish to urge the youths out there to take advantage of these empowerment programs and benefit. These empowerment programs, I believe they are not only for PF members, but they're for every citizen of Zambia.
But now that you're mentioning empowerment, people would argue to say only PFU youths or connected youths would benefit from empowerment. But does that reflect a national approach to empowerment programs?
Let me mention this, Soko. The president of the Patriotic Front and our national president, His Excellency Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, on so many occasions has indicated that these empowerment programs, they're for everyone, they're for every citizen. He's made a call on several occasions that visit this ministry, visit the Ministry of Youth and Sports, visit this ministry, and familiarize yourself on how you can access these empowerment programs. Now, the challenge that we have in Zambia is mindset. We politicize everything. And we have, most by the youth, they have allowed themselves to be deceived that these empowerment programs, they are only meant for PF members. I'm not a PF member, but I'm profoundly proudly, to mention to you, Soko, and the public that I'm one of the beneficiaries of the PF government empowerment programs.
So would it be safe
This
that
government,
you guys would say Mr. Banda is a beneficiary, and one day will be happy to talk about the empowerment because
no, listen. Yes, of course I'm happy. Who wouldn't be happy?
Those that have inside
who would be happy? I'm even encouraging others to take advantage. So you see, we are not selfish. So you see that we are here to promote the benefits of being a citizen of Zambia and the benefits of these empowerment programs, which the government of His Excellency, Dr. Edgar Chagwalunga, has been implementing and rolling out. You see? So the problem that we have, mindset change. For so many years, youth have been lacking access to funding of business activities or investment ideas. But hey, we notice as advocate for national development, as part of our monitoring activities of the governance programs, we notice that the PF, which we are very happy they have been implementing these empowerment programs across the country. And in almost key different sectors. For example, the agriculture sector.
We'll go into that, we may digress into you.
And the agriculture sector, you know, and also financial capital. Youths need this financial capital to grow their business, to start up their business. There's also COVID fund relief. The challenge that we have, like I indicated in my preamble, youths are not, the majority of our youths are politicizing these empowerment programs, which must not be the case, you know. The government is a government for everyone. And hence these empowerment programs, they're for everyone, they're for every citizen of Zambia.
But if those people charged by the president to handle this program are infusing their emotions by politicizing the programs, what should others do?
Politicizing? Give
the
me
people
an example.
implementing
Who are those
the
people? I'm not aware about it.
Are you not aware that the Ministry of Youth had suspended the National Youth Program due to failure by most of the young people to pay back the loans? And the fact that most of the young people were connected, were politically connected, they felt these are the findings of the reports that are prevalent, and the Ministry of Youth is in custody of that. What led to the suspension of that fund is that there was no retention in terms of that people paying back the loans, and the aspect of targeting.
It's not true that those who didn't pay are connected.
But the issue of targeting came out. The issue of targeting came out.
The thing is that those empowerment programs or resources are available for the youths who are available to access them. But the challenge what they have, people fear to visit those offices.
Why do they fear?
Why do they fear? The mindset change. And the problem again that we have,
we're supposed to work on the
problem
mindset.
Again that we have, it's certain opposition political parties, you know, where they discourage their youth to say these empowerment programs, they are for PF, forgetting that even that opposition leader is a citizen of Zambia, is even entitled. Even their own cadres are are beneficiaries. They're supposed to benefit from the same empowerment programs. So we still go back to mindset. We need to change the way we do, the way our politicians are doing politics. You understand? So
yes.
we must be able to tell our cadres. These political leaders, they must be able to tell their cadres, rather, to take interest in what the government is doing.
But not everyone is a cadre, Mr. Banda. But not everyone is a cadre, Mr. Banda.
Look.
It can be a cadre of PF,
it can be a cadre, it can be just an ordinary,
but the ordinary
it can be an ordinary
who have no political
citizen.
affiliation.
The problem is that is that we still go back to mindset change. You know? Then again, our ordinary citizens. Mind you, these political leaders, either opposition or ruling, they have a following. Either cadres or mere ordinary citizens.
Exactly.
You know? And their interest is in what their leader directs them or tells them. So if their leader is always opposing the good things that the government is doing, you build infrastructure development, for example, road network to improve agriculture, you say that is not development. That's the challenge that we have. Hence, I'm appealing to my fellow Zambians. Let's change our mindset. If we are to develop as a country, we still go back to the good democratic values. Remember, in my preamble, I get peace, unity, and love. When we love one another, in one principle, one Zambia, one nation, and have a commitment to see our country developing, then we shall participate in everything that the government is doing.
Interesting. Now, Mr. Banda, I want to draw you to mostly the issue, our topic at hand. That's the election process. I want you to talk, I want to find out what role your organization is playing in as far as these elections are concerned. What role are you playing?
Very good question, Sok. As a journalist, I know you must have been following us, our forums and programs. We have undertaken a mandate of encouraging and educating the masses to take interest in these elections because that is their democratic right. I feel there's no reason why someone should complain that the economy is bad when they don't have the interest to participate. Participating in a way that, you remember at that time when ECZ was doing voters registration?
Exactly.
Yeah, went around the country, encouraged people to take their voters card so that they participate in voting and they choose the leader they feel that will develop or meet their aspirations. You understand? Yeah. Then the other mandate, remember we're an advocate of democracy. The other mandate has been to educate these political leaders, stakeholders, to ensure that they apply or rather implement these good democratic values. Good democratic values, which most of these politicians are lacking. You and me, we must be able to agree to disagree, even when we don't have, even when we have different divergent views. If Mr. Soko Mr. Banda has got a different political ideology, it does not mean that we should insult one another. You know, it does not mean that we should engage into fighting one another. And that's what good democracy entails. people must begin to discuss, debate with different ideologies, divergent views, without demeaning, without demonizing.
But Mr. Banda, we have seen political parties failing to coexist.
Now, listen, I'm getting there. Now, I'm getting there. So, it is up to these politicians to adhere to our advice or not. But at the end of the day, ultimately, the Zambian people should be able to judge that this is the right political leader, this is the wrong political leader, this is the right party with the right manifesto which is going to meet our national, economic, and social aspirations. We have been calling these politicians, we have been urging them to practice issue-based politics. Focus on selling their party manifesto, tell Zambians what they intend to do when they form government, or for example, if PF is given another mandate to govern this country, you know. And unfortunate enough, Soko, unfortunate enough, some political leaders are not complying or applying these good democratic values that we have been preaching. Let me take advantage of this opportunity to commend President Edgar Chagwa.
Why President Lungu?
Wait, I'm still talking. So, why President Lungu? I'm commending him for denouncing violence on so many different occasions. You are a journalist. It is on record. President Edgar Chagwa Lungu has been denouncing violence. He's been condemning violence, which is very good for our democracy. Which is very good for our democracy. A right and a good leader is one who will tell you that this is wrong, this is right, you know. And that's what President Lungu has been doing. And we have to give credit where it is due.
Yes. As I've argued,
wait.
Mr. Banda.
I'm still talking, Soko.
Yes.
Now look at this. On the other hand, the other leader of a certain opposition party, particularly UPND, I heard at some point where Hakainde Ichilema is telling Zambians using on his social media, Facebook page, where violence will only end, only denounce violence when we form government. No. A good leader denounces violence.
Mr. Banda, just a moment. I want you to tie this question to what you are responding to. Are you aware that President Edgar Lungu has excessive powers to stop violence at any time? Others have argued on the platform you are sitting there to say it takes the head of state to tame everyone, remove the people who are committing violence. But why hasn't do you think he managed to curtail violence? While you are saying you are commending, does the president also ask to just issue those statements?
Apart from issuing statements, you are a journalist, you know that he's directed the police. He has directed the IG.
So are you saying the police is defying President Lungu?
Wait. He has directed the police.
What are you insinuating?
Wait. To ensure that there is order.
Are you insinuating the police is
No. Our police are very professional.
Is that professional when violence continues?
Wait. It takes also the responsibility of every citizen to ensure. To ensure crime is crime. That's why I'm telling you that it takes the responsibility of every citizen to stop violence. It does not only take the police service or governance institution. Equally, in stopping this politics of tribalism, it does not only take governance institution, for example, the ECZ. It takes the responsibility of everyone, including you, journalists. Same as violence, it takes the responsibility of everyone. It takes the responsibility of all the leaders. Now, if a leader is failing to stop his cadres to committing crimes, violence, then what kind of a leader is he portraying? What values is he? We
would want to discuss people who are not able to substantiate your claims.
We are talking
would rather talk to issues you can substantiate yourself, because you are sitting on that platform as Mr. Banda, and that, I would prefer it that way. We have a caller. Just hold on, Mr. Banda. You are through to Kamni TV. May we have your name and where you're calling us from?
This is Milano Wilson. I'm calling you from Kamanga.
You can go ahead with your contribution, sir.
Yeah, sir, I'm trying to argue with Mr. Banda on the issue of empowerment. The program he introduced some years back. It is very important if you give someone to give it freely, that you want them to be followed. Some people have got no access to come to the office. So they should do it like the way they do when they are campaigning. They follow citizens in door to door. But if you just keep that side, then you think that an ordinary Zambian who did not go to school can come and access that program. It means that only Mr. Banda will be accessible to that program. So look at the standard of the Zambians we have. It's not that we are all same, we are different. That's my opinion.
Thank you for your contribution, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Banda is taking us back to the issue of
the empowerment program
you talked about. I don't know if you want to touch about it.
Yeah, let me just substantiate my...
He says there's door to door, everyone else will be informed and they will be aware that they need to vote for a political party. But when it comes to empowerment, the approach is different now.
Listen, Soko, and I'm hoping that Wilson, the caller, is hearing what I'm saying. Look, under the Presidential Empowerment Initiative Program, I think we have, we noticed, we observed that the initiative organization of President Edgar Chagwa Lungu was actually reaching to marketeers, empowering them with Salaula, empowering them with different empowerment materials depending on their business lines. So I don't think Wilson is fair to say, no, these empowerment programs are difficult to access. When the Empowerment Initiative program was actually following people, to me and to us as advocates for national development and democracy, it sends a very good signal, and that's what we've been promoting, taking development to the people. You understand that most of these marketeers, they are not educated. Hence, if the initiative can follow them, the Presidential Empowerment Initiative organization can follow them and empower them, it's a good thing for our development. And we have seen the majority Zambians
coming from... What thought, Mr. Banda, we take another caller? Hello, you are through to Kamne TV. Hello, you are through to Kamne TV.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Yes, your name and where you are calling us from?
This is Mono. What is you from Karumbira?
Karumbira. You can go ahead, sir, with your contribution.
Yes, I don't agree with Mr. Banda for what he said to say no. Mr. President President has given the powers to the IG and to the police. I disagree with that one because I think the cadres have got more powers than the police. It is happening countrywide. It is not only here in Canberra, but it's countrywide. The cadres have more powers than the police everywhere you go. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution, sir. Mr. Banda, you argued to say on that issue of political violence. You have another question on that same issue.
Look, Soko.
Are the cadres having more powers than the police?
No.
But what is happening on the ground?
Haven't you seen that the police is acting and has been acting even on the cadres who belong to the ruling party? Let me take you back. Was it 3 months ago when one of the cadres ambushed one of the workers of the Ministry of Works and Supply? That cadre was arrested and taken to court.
Which political party was that cadre coming from?
It is alleged that he belongs, according to him, he said he belongs to PF.
But are you aware that the PF had refused that it was not your mate?
That's why I've said according to him, not according to the PF. Get me clearly, Soko. According to him.
Okay.
Not according to the PF. It is on record, yes, the PF indicated to say that was not their member. Yeah, but according to him. Yeah. So, and we have seen also on different occasions where PF cadres have been arrested. Equally, we have seen some cadres from different opposition political parties being arrested for committing crimes of violence. Yeah, however, like I indicated, that this violence can only end when us as citizens we take the responsibility to ensure that we don't participate in these violence activities, you know. It is a responsibility also, above all, the political leaders. Because they are the leaders and they've got followers. And if a leader is failing to denounce rather, the violence being committed by his cadres, it means he's endorsing the violence, is promoting the violence. And let me make a call to our political leaders that you don't win elections through violence. You win elections through the ballot.
According to
you don't wait. You don't win elections through violence. It has never happened, and it will never happen. And Zambian people are very intelligent, and they are able to judge which political leader is focusing on selling their manifesto or telling them how they intend to govern the country, and which political leader is busy encouraging his cadres to commit violence. And let me indicate to you.
We have a caller, Mr. Banda. Just hold on to your thoughts. Okay. Just a moment. You are through to County TV.
Yes. Yes, this is Mr. Chuba Jackson calling from the Copper Belt Wansha.
Okay. You can go ahead with your contribution,
yes.
Sir.
Yes. I want to talk about the issue which Mr. Banda has mentioned concerning the ending of violence, where he wants to put the blame on the opposition leader to say that he has got the right to end the violence. But all that we know, the president is the one who has the instruments of power. He is the chief commander of the armed forces. He is the one who is supposed to end the violence. Remember, if you could remember very well, we go back to the time of Manawasa. He was the one who ended the catechism in Zambia. It was his pronouncement, being the head of state, where he measured and say, let this Kataism come to an end. And just after his pronouncement, everything died out. Now, this one, Mr. Banda is saying it is the president, it's the opposition president who can end the violence. Then what would be the role of the president, who is the sitting president, who has the powers to end the violence, doing in the office, if we can say the opposition is the one who can end the violence? Please kindly ask Mr. Banda for us to clarify on that one. Thank you.
He's listening for himself. Thank you for your contribution. Mr. Banda, you can take
Let me make a mention before I respond to him that politics is not a battlefield. And this advice is going to all the political stakeholders. Politics is not a battlefield for violence, tribalism. Politics is a marketplace where politicians must be able to exchange the governance, progressive, and environmental ideas on how they can improve the living standard of
the people.
Our people, the people of Zambia. Now, to respond to his question, I didn't indicate that the opposition, the leader, is the one who can only end the violence. I indicated it's a collective responsibility of everyone. And I highly commended the President Edgar Chagwa for denouncing violence, for denouncing tribalism. And on so many occasions he's done that. And on so many occasions he's directed the police, meaning he has shown high level of commitment and integrity to fight and to ensure that there is order and peace. That's what President Edgar Chagwa is doing, and that's what is done. Now, the violence that we've been witnessing recently is coming from the opposition. And we are not ashamed to tell the public that this violence, we have done our own investigation, we've done our own assessment.
Is your investigation
accurate? It's coming from the opposition. And that's what necessitated the ECZ to ban campaigns in Lusaka and Mpulungu and Nakonde.
Are you being sincere?
Namala. Now, look, why is it that wherever UPND goes to campaign, there is violence? What does it indicate? And when there is violence there, a leader keeps quiet. He doesn't denounce it. So what do you want us to think? Of course, we shall conclude that he's the one endorsing and promoting the violence.
What?
A leader. A leader.
We have a caller. Just hold on to your thought. You are through to Camry TV. May we have your name and where you're calling us from?
It's from Makeni Villa.
Makeni Villa. Okay, you can go ahead with your contribution, sir.
Zikomo.
Timvera.
Yeah, so manje wenzi wakamba kuti makada yawo yalipe mphamvu polisi ngena mphamvu makada zamenya wa polisi nile kumakeni kuno munthawi yalupiya vanamenya polisi kung'amba uniform mumvera Banda.
Nimvera time ya rupia amapi magamba time ya rupia
so mukamba kuti wa polisi apa vanachenjera olo yamene ndani uyu ulungu tayo ke makada ifukwa ipeze akamba chabe wezi yamene asinsatenga iyi tani lali yaba ndani yaba UPNG yapa itoto Los Angeles iwenzo ponya myala ni bandani swapie but apa mublema UPNG. Have you seen that? So it's Mutende mutengere nabo bantu wao sauti nedi wananze so mutengere nabo ziko.
Thank you for your contribution, sir. Before you respond to his concern, I want
yes.
to also add on to your question. And what do you make of the recent violence where we saw a man who was attacked by suspected PF members for wearing a UPND shirt? Now that we are discussing the campaign process, and these incidents of violence are coming up, and also tally that response to the aspect where the ECZ has suspended Dr. Kambwili for peddling tribal remarks and hate speech, and also holding rallies amidst the COVID-19 pandemic.
Thank you very much, Soko. That brings us to the good governance institution that we have, such as the ECZ, the Electoral Commission of Zambia. It's a very professional body, and we've had very successful elections under the well supervision and management of the ECZ. As advocates for democracy, good democratic values, we commend the stance that the ECZ, the decision that they took over Honorable Chishimba Kambwili. That indicates to the public, and that enhances the confidence that we have in the ECZ. If they can take such action against a member of a ruling party, meaning we must give them credit. And I'm sure the opposition who took a complaint to ECZ, the same ECZ that they have been demonizing, the same ECZ they have been disrespecting, to yesterday took a decision that they're happy of. However, our core or our position on tribalism is that this tribalism can only end when you and me are responsible enough to know that we are a one people. It doesn't matter either Soko comes from Katete, it doesn't matter either my brother comes from Southern Province, it doesn't matter either BANDA comes from Western Province. We're one country, and now in denouncing or pushing the agenda to end this tribalism, which Dr. Kenneth Kaunda fought very hard under difficult conditions to ensure that he brings over 72 tribes together in unity, in harmony. It will take you and me, it will take our political leaders to denounce tribalism. Whenever we see an indication of tribalism, we must be able to denounce. That's the only way we can end tribalism. Tribalism is bad. Tribalism brings division. We're a peaceful country. Zambia is a peaceful country. And hence, this tribalism must denounce it. Now, it is very important that we must not dent black. The people who have given themselves a role to denounce tribalism as being tribalistic. There's a difference between being a tribalistic and practicing tribalism. If, for example, Mr. Soko is educating as a journalist, mind you, is a role to educate, to inform the public, to inform different stakeholders of the country, including political parties. If you today rise up, you say, hey, PF, stop the tribalism. Hey, UPND, stop the tribalism. In 2006, you said it's time for Etonga to rule. In such a year, you've 98% perhaps of your candidates are Tongas. Stop this tribalism. It doesn't mean that you're tribal. But the only thing that you're doing, you're denouncing tribalism. And that's the only way we can end tribalism. I'm happy
to justify
and also
the same tribalism or what?
The governance institution, like the ECZ, what they have done. You know, we respect that decision. But remember that I have indicated, I'm not trying to justify, I have indicated. Tell me the difference. If I tell you, Mr. Stoko, if in your company you're only employing, you are Tumbuka, or you are Lozi, if you are only employing Lozis, Mandu Yasoko, I don't even know what tribe you are. And that's how we should be able to define ourselves. If I am Mr. Banda, I can come from Southern Province. It's part of my country. I'm the citizen of Zambia. Just like Julius Malema always indicates to the public that there's no foreigner in South Africa. We are Africa, we are Africans. Preaching Ubuntu, preaching unity and peace. Equally at national Zambian level, we must be able to define ourselves with that Ubuntu. Hey, Mr. Banda, we are one. Doesn't matter which your grandfather comes from, it doesn't matter the details which are on the NRC, the fact point that we are human beings on the land of Zambia. You know? Now, this is the main reason why we've been telling and preaching peace and unity as in part of the values, democratic values that we'll be promoting. To indicate to our politicians that emulate Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. He managed to bring over 72 tribes together.
But people are trying to
now,
take away what Kaunda started.
Yes, unfortunate enough, and that's why I'm saying that it took a human being. It took Dr. Kenneth Kaunda to denounce tribalism, and it will take you and me to denounce tribalism. It will take Dr. Chishimba Kambwili. It will take Akainde Chilema. It will take President Edgar Chagwa Lungu to denounce tribalism. But remember, we must not paint black the people who are denouncing tribalism and educating the masses to avoid
they are
tribalism.
Adding to the fire, Mr. Banda. Don't justify the wrongs. Well,
I'm not justifying. I've asked you what is the difference. If you so-called you tell Mr. Banda stop being tribe, what is the difference?
Just hold on to your thought. The fact that ECZ took a position tells you that it went against the principles. It went against the principles of good governance. As a governance institutions that claims to be representing democracy and development, I expect you to speak with that same
and to denounce
energy,
tribalism.
Same energy. We have a caller. Hero, you are through to Camnet TV.
Good evening, Moderator.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Banda.
Good evening, Macho Matiani. One Zambia, one nation.
Your name and where you're calling us from, sir?
Adaka.
Mr. Daka, you can go ahead.
Sure. Basi kuri lele ambatimalizo siyo tena chote kwa vile watu yao ni shia kala tribe Our Ndao Okola Syria. In Katamani to Mukama, in Chaputi, to one that one nation.
Very good.
Action. Wakaunda was the first president to Kujita Fire Minister, Wamena like other type of match. Wakaunda Panazi Zaina for data was for the tribalism. What is he condemning? The power to end this thing which we have seen here. Huh? Our dollar, Baumila Poera, Putina, Kaga, not even say of organization, many the chief of Mazati. If we are the power who are on a Kaka Tiara, I will support the Japan, Japie. You want a banda.
Jet police metikamba manje.
Here, Mwaga to Sokolera, this time around, the Tirika Mutonga, November, Marumet Nakwatiana. Leave permanent one nation in the mini, not your Pitama. Sugaroma is the Muat, not a card, Mutonga. Now, clear father Mutonga. Like the one way out, you have done a bad, I didn't see. So, Sian, Pamano, Kita, college, I Chimbagambiri, na Kurumba. Something of Chita Masoda, I to talk to research, if I have come about. Yeah, Munga, damage.
Thank you for your contribution, sir. Well, before Mr. Banda gets to respond to the issues that have been raised by our caller, we'll just take a short break. We'll be back shortly with our topic of discussion. Stay tuned.
Camnet TV is here to entertain, educate, and inform you. Catch Rise and Thrive at 07:30 hours every Saturday. Fresh and new praise and worship comes Monday to Friday at 8 hours. Kids need to be glued to the TV every weekday at 09 hours for their favorite cartoons. Off the pitch with the boys as they talk about sport on Saturdays at 09:30 hours.
Remember, we are also here to entertain you with our different varieties of movies every weekday at 10 hours. Join Pastor Victoria and Moses Chuluwa with Healing Word Ministries International Church live sermon every Sunday at 10 hours.
Katamanda brings to you another journey of gospel ministers on Saturdays at 10:30 hours. The verdict comes to your screens at 17:45 hours. Join the Revival Harvest Church every Sunday at 18:30 hours.
Every Monday to Saturday, join us on the news desk at 12 hours as we bring to you the midday news, and at 19:30 hours Central African time every day for the main bulletin.
The ministry with Pastor Moses Chuluwa comes every Friday at 20:45 hours. On Mondays, it's your favorite national matters at 20:45 hours.
Wednesday and Thursday, Pastor Victoria and Moses Chuluwa are on Partnership of Greatness with different spiritual teachings at 20:45 hours.
And Frank on Camnet comes to your screen every Tuesday at 20:45 hours.
Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Camnet TV offers a wide range of advertising spaces for motion adverts, preaching programs, social media advertising, studio facilities, productions, programs, and documentaries. Grow your business with us at Camnet TV. For advertising space, visit our offices at plot number 396/100, Ibex Hill, Kablonga Road. Call 0962 965 883 or 0979-753-010, or you can email us on info@camnettvafrica.com. Camnet TV, no just another channel.
Welcome back. You are watching Camnet TV. Thank you for are being part of the program, we are discussing the campaign process with Mr. Banda. And Mr. Banda, before we went to a commercial break, there was a concern. Are you a PF aligned political organization, or because the previous recorder actually objected to your viewpoint in as far as we were discussing the aspect of tribe? Are you aligned to the PF?
I'm a citizen of Zambia and I'm not aligned to the PF.
You are not a
I'm the executive director of Advocates for National Development and Democracy, a non-government organization which monitors the governance issues of this country. If the PF government is doing fine, do they expect us to keep quiet or to comment? If they are doing bad, who will stand up? On different occasions, we have told off the PF on other issues which we don't agree with them. And that is democracy, and that's what democracy entails. We must be able to agree, to disagree, and able to exchange different divergent views without demonizing and insulting one another. Without saying, no, Mr. Banda is aligned to PF, just because today I have commented President Edgar Chagwa Lungu for promoting peace, national unity. Actually, President Edgar Chagwa Lungu has honored our late founding father, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. Not only in words, but in action. Let me give you an example. The nationalization of Mopani. Dr. Kenneth Kaunda promoted industrialization, which the PF government are doing. And we are happy with it. We are not ashamed to point out the infrastructure.
But are you aware that the government is looking for an equity partner?
Wait. That's business now. The fact point that it has acquired the majority stake, that is an indication that they are promoting industrialization, which Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. The resumption of banana plantation in Luapula, is that not a good development? And they say we are happy with that development, which has created employment opportunities for our people in Luapula province. Someone tells us that we are PF aligned. No. We are just happy to see development. Remember, when I advocate for development. So we feel it is wrong. And this is a mindset that we must change. It's a mindset that we must change. We must avoid politicizing everything. We must able, where the government is doing fine, let's encourage them, let's commend them. After all, this development is for citizens of Zambia. It is for you and me. Soko, thank you.
During the electoral process, I know you are a stakeholder in as far as this election is concerned. I want to find out how you would assess how the private media and public media has been covering various political parties and the build-up to the August 12 general elections.
According to our assessment, our analysis, we wish to indicate that we are happy from both ends, public and the private media, with the way they are covering the events, the political affairs. We have seen the advert from the opposition political parties being aired on public media, ZNBC. We have seen Hakahinde Ichilema, his advert being aired on ZNBC. We have heard ZNBC, and we have that information, inviting UPND leader to feature on their programs. Unfortunately, for some reasons which we don't know, he's been rejecting their requests. On the other hand, we have seen private media, including you, who are actually doing very fine in as far as media coverage is concerned, covering different political stakeholders, a balancing scale. You know, be covering the ruling party, be covering different opposition political parties. Kudos to Camnet, kudos to Diamond TV, kudos to other media houses. And the growth, as an advocate for democracy and development, we are happy also with the growth of and the increase of some media houses, both electronic and print media. That indicates to us that Zambia has a conducive environment for business growth, and that commendation, of course, goes to the PF government. It means they've got good policies, media policies, in business policies for conducive, to create conducive environment for every business entity to grow. And we've also seen the government issuing a statement to protect the journalists from both public and private media institutions. Yes.
Interesting, Mr. Banda. Now, I want you to also get your assessment of how the campaigns have been going and how some political parties have been defining COVID-19 guidelines. What is your advice in terms of ensuring that political parties hold their meetings, their campaigns amidst the COVID-19, but observe the guidelines that have been communicated by the ECZ and health authorities as well?
You see, Soko, this COVID-19 pandemic, which is a global deadly pandemic, is real. And it will take not only the responsibility of these governance institutions, like the ECZ and the Ministry of Health, but it will take the responsibility of every citizen and every political leader. With regard to your question, politicians must take responsibility and follow the rules set by the Ministry of Health and the Electoral Commission of Zambia. Now, it is on record that some opposition political parties on different occasions they have told the public that they'll go ahead with the campaigns. They'll go ahead define COVID-19 because it is a hoax, which is very unfortunate enough, inhuman. It's against our Christian values. It's against our democratic values, which calls for respect of governance and directives of governance institutions. In this regard, respecting the rules set by the Ministry of Health and the ECZ. Initially, the PF indicated to the public that they are not going to hold campaigns because of COVID-19. And we give them kudos for that.
Not until we made that move.
And that's why I've said it takes the responsibility. If the ECZ and the Ministry of Health directs the police to say, whoever is going to be found defying the rules, arrest them, you are going to say, no, the government is being dictatorial. Meanwhile, it is your life. So that's why we are saying that it is a responsibility of every citizen, it is a responsibility of every political leader to ensure that they follow the guidelines of the Ministry of Health and the Electoral Commission of Zambia. That's it. Then, we believe that different campaigning channels that these political parties can utilize, such as television and social media. Political leaders must not risk the lives of our people. COVID-19 is real. Let's remember to stay safe, observe social distancing, and wear masks all the time. God bless Zambia Soko.
Mr. Banda, thank you for coming to the program.
You're welcome, Soko. And thank you for hosting me. God bless you.
Well, our dear viewers, we have come to the end of the program. We are glad that you could find time to be part of the program and watch the proceedings. For those of you that contributed, we appreciate your time and contributions that you made to the program. But until next time, when we come with another interesting edition of The Verdict, this has been Patrice Soko. Stay tuned.